We've all had that feeling of wanting to be more productive. Like we know we're capable of so much more, but the problem is we don't really know where to start. It feels overwhelming, so we push it off and another year goes by without the progress we wanted. But what if I told you in just 7 days, you could accomplish far more than most people do in an entire year? In this video, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step system that will help you finally break through that cycle, get focused and see results fast. But no, wait, before you switch to another video, just play along with me for 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, you'll have an actionable step whether or not you watch the rest of this video. Alright, let's go. Let's assume your 7-day sprint starts tomorrow. In the next 2 minutes, I'll help you define your goal. Don't overthink it, just follow along. Grab a piece of paper or open up your notes app on the phone. If you don't have anything, pause this video right now and get it. I'll wait. So, did you get it? Good. Now, write down one quantifiable task that's important to you, something that matters, a report, a homework assignment, a video script, a workout plan, whatever it is. Just write down that one thing you absolutely need to get done. Now, here's the thing. Whether or not you follow me through the full 7-day plan, I've already gotten you to put intention on paper. And that tiny act, it's the first domino. It injects focus into your blood, your heart, and your mind. And if you stay with me for this long, it means you're serious. So let's do this. I'm going to take you through 7 steps to slay your next 7 days. Step 1, define your victory. Write on your one big goal for the week and make sure you define what done actually looks like. Because here's the thing, vague goals, they're really invisible goals if you ask me. Your brain, it just can't hit a target it can't see. It's as simple as that. But the moment you get specific, suddenly there's a finish line you can sprint towards. Let me give you an example with where I'm going. When I first started my YouTube channel, my goals were things like, okay, I want to grow my channel or get more views, and guess what? Nothing really changed. It really did not. But the moment I wrote down, upload one video this week, suddenly I had direction. It seemed like I knew where I was going with all this. I knew exactly what winning looked like. Might I add, big goals that really give you a sense of accomplishment, intention, and direction really make a lot of difference to the equation. Believe me, it matters more than you think it does. If your heart and mind are not in it, why even bother doing it, right? So pick things that make you feel like you're setting that foot closer to your goals and ambitions. So tell me if any of this sounds familiar to you. You have a laundry list of items to get done and you barely scratch surface. Days go by and you eventually forget about all the items on that list and eventually get only, 1 or 2 of them done. And in the end, it's those that actually just matter. I would say be pragmatic with your goal setting. Why set yourself up for failure, right? I mean, think about it. Now, there are a couple of mistakes that you want to avoid here. First, don't chase 10 things at once, like the laundry list that we just spoke about. Seriously, just pick 1 or 2. Second, don't keep it vague. Like, don't say things like get fit. Say go to the gym 3 times a week, and I think that makes a whole lot of difference. But here's the catch. It's not enough to just write the one big goal. You've also got to make it manageable, bringing us to the next crucial step. Step 2, break it into milestones. Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. Vincent van Gogh. So what you want to do is take that one big goal and split it into 5 or 6 smaller steps, basically one for each day of your week, or your sprint as we want to call it. And make sure they're actionable, like stuff you can actually get done and actually do. But here's the truth. You probably heard me say this so many times in so many videos, you always eat an elephant one bite at a time. So, same is the case here. And honestly, let me give you a real example. This very video you're watching right now, I kept putting it off. I put off the writing of the script because it's pretty, vast. I open my laptop, get overwhelmed and close it again. Until one day I just decided, okay, you know what? Let me break it down into sections. Sections I know I can finish in an hour or 2. And that's exactly what I did. And you know what? That's always helped me with the anxiety of getting stuff done. Especially those big, heavy, daunting tasks. The moment I sit down, spearhead it and create plan, poof, 70% of that anxiety just disappears. Because now I know exactly how I'm going to tackle the problem in front of me. Now, I think to keep the same format of the video, a couple of mistakes you want to avoid here is, number 1, don't overload your day with too many tasks. Keep it very realistic. Number 2, don't leave it vague. If your milestone isn't clear, trust me, you will procrastinate. And here's the thing, even with clear milestones, you'll fail if your environment is working against you. And that's why step 3 is super crucial. Alright, bringing us to step 3. This is where you set the stage. Clear your desk, silence your notifications, and pick up a 90-minute window each day for deep focus. Ideally, you want to do this way before your sprint even starts. What do I mean by all this? What I want you to do is write it down. The where, the when, and let's take an example. Every day starting today, I'll sit at Starbucks between 6 and 8 p.m., get a coffee and work on task X for day X. That's all. This isn't just me saying it. This is backed by research, books, and even history for that matter. And Benjamin Franklin once said, by failing to prepare, you're really preparing to fail. I think that makes sense, right? Okay. And then Abraham Lincoln, to further prove my point, put it perfectly. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. In other words, where I'm going with all this is your environment is the axe. The sharper it is, the smoother the work. Why does all this matter so much? Why am I harping on this? Because willpower isn't enough. If your phone is buzzing or your chair is uncomfortable, you will break, trust me. Your environment can literally make or break your flow, and when you design it right, success becomes easier than failure. And to further prove my point, this isn't just theory. J.K. Rowling famously wrote much of Harry Potter in cafes because home was just too distracting for her. The right space gave her the focus. Now, like every other chapter, some mistakes you want to avoid here are: number 1, don't assume you can resist distractions. You won't. Even elite athletes and performers don't rely on willpower. They train in very controlled environments. Kobe Bryant, for example, built structured routines, so discipline was automatic for him. And number 2, don't ignore small discomforts. Bad lighting, squeaky chair, and even background noise. These little drains pile up and kill your productivity, trust me. And number 3, don't wing it. If you show up without knowing where or why you're working, you'll waste your best energy making decisions instead of executing. And you're only as strong as your weakest link, they say. The better you prepare for the battle, the more likely you are to win. So do everything in your power to look ahead. Write down the where, the when, and just plan ahead. Alright, so I think now you've got some clarity, milestones, and an environment built for success. But here's the truth. The real breakthrough starts in the next couple steps here. And if you skip them, this entire sprint just falls apart. So don't miss them. These next steps, especially step 4, 5, and 6, are incredibly important, especially if you struggle with starting strong, but never actually completing. Further, if you're interested in doing more in less time, as the video promises, the next step should give you perspective and actionable steps to achieving that. And before I get into them, I need you to hit that subscribe button if you want 2025 to be the best year of your life. Without further ado, let's get started. Here's what I want you to do. Every day, take your most important milestone, just one, and attack it with a 60 to 90 minute deep work session. When I say deep work, I mean, I really mean it. Full focus, no multitasking, no trying to squeeze in a boot up engineer video in the background. Nice try. But here's the thing, this is the only way to get more work done in less time. Deep work is a state of mind and body where you're fully committed to the problem right in front of you. So again, why does all this matter? Because this is where you compress weeks of progress into hours. It's the difference between just getting busy or being busy and actually being productive. Cal Newport, who literally wrote the book Deep Work, said that a deep life is a good life. And Bill Gates, to corroborate, used to take think weeks, 7 days of nothing but reading and problem solving in a cabin because he knew focus was his advantage. Even Carl Jung built a stone tower in the woods to think and write free from all distractions. You think you're gonna get away? And when I first tried this myself, in the 90 minutes, I wrote more than I had in 3 days done. That's when it clicked. Time wasn't the issue. I think it was distraction. So here's exactly what I want you to do. Pick your time and place, just like we talked about it earlier. And when that time arrives, don't overthink. Don't hesitate. You've already planned for this. Just show up and execute. Because here's the truth. You do deep work sessions for 1 week and trust me, you're already doing more than most people get done in an entire year. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Deep work is very rare these days. The ones who know how to do it, they're actually kicking butts. So a couple of mistakes you want to avoid here is, I think the same story goes, don't multitask, one task, one block. Don't quit just because it feels uncomfortable at the start. Push through. That's how you reach the flow state. Don't confuse planning with doing. It's easy to feel productive writing lists all day, but unless you sit down for those 60 to 90 minutes, nothing really changes. And for week 1, don't go overboard. Start with 60 minutes. I don't care. You can always do multiple 60-minute runs if you want, and I would say do maximum of 2 or 3 of those. And here's the thing, even with deep work, life is going to test you, and if you're not ready, you will stumble, believe me. That's why the next step is going to be such a game changer for you. So what is this big coming to Jesus moment, you ask? Just bear with me. This is what I want you to do. Plan like the professor. You know that guy from Money Heist, the professor? The reason people love him is simple. He anticipates everything, every twist, every mishap, every oh no moment, and that's really why people love him. And that's exactly what you need to do with your plans. Anticipate the unexpected, build backup plans, because when you expect the unexpected, you really are in control. And why does all this matter? Again, why does all this matter? Because be rest assured, life will throw curveballs at you. Meetings will pop up, you'll get tired, someone will keep interrupting you, and if you're not prepared, you'll just quit. But if you are, you'll adapt and keep moving. And history is full of these lessons. Eisenhower once said, in preparing for battle, I've always found that plans are pretty useless, but planning is indispensable. And that's the point. You don't need your plan to survive untouched. You need the act of planning to prepare your mind for the unexpected. Really, think about all that. And even the Roman Stoic Seneca once said, the man who's anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they actually do arrive. And in other words, surprises stop being surprises when you have already gone through them in your heads. And to kind of carry forward that momentum, a couple of mistakes you want to avoid here is don't expect perfection. It's not happening. And number 2, don't let one bad day ruin the entire week. Reset, adjust, keep moving on. And number 3, don't over prepare to the point you never acted. The goal is resilience and not paralysis. And once you've learned how to adapt like that, the next step is what locks the habit in and keeps your motivation alive. Bringing us to step 6 on reviewing and rewarding. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself what worked, what slowed you down, and what's next. These are important questions to ask yourself. Then, reward yourself. So one of the most cathartic things you can do is grab a scribble pad and just scribble the heck out of it. No, like seriously. But here's the trick. Before you even get to scribbling, start your day by writing the tasks you need to accomplish. Keep it reasonable and don't add anything that you haven't already planned. Keep it very reasonable, right? As we discussed. You're writing it so that at the end of the day, you can scratch it out, cross it off, and that visual feedback of getting things done, it's extremely, extremely powerful. Keep that sheet in front of your desk or carry it with you, whatever floats your boat, because the moment you cross off day 1, you're showing your brain that, hey, I've got a track record of success, and that makes day 2 and every other consecutive day after that way easier to tackle. And again, why does all this matter? And no, this isn't just me pulling words out of thin air and blowing smoke. It's backed by actual research. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, breaks down how tracking and small wins create momentum, and that's why he calls it the compound interest of self-improvement. Reflection gives you insight, and rewarding gives you motivation, and together they build momentum. You can see this everywhere. Athletes reward themselves after grueling training sessions. Writers celebrate the completion of a chapter with a ritual. Even companies build rewards into their culture to keep their employees motivated. And the principle is the same here. Sometimes it's a nice dinner, sometimes it's a day off, whatever floats your boat. It could even be buying yourself something you wouldn't normally do. The bigger the task, the bigger the price. Now, a couple of mistakes you want to avoid at this step is, number 1, don't skip reflection. Otherwise, you'll just repeat the same mistakes. Number 2, don't skip the rewards, because discipline without joy, that's the fastest road to burnout. And finally, the last step ensures this doesn't just end here, and it helps you progress further down the road. Bringing us to step 7, the last one I would say is look ahead. At the end of your sprint, ask yourself this: what's next? Pick up your next goal, set up another sprint, keep that momentum alive. And what I want you to do is do this preferably on the last day of your 7-day sprint, like a sign-off activity. Because here's the truth, one sprint alone won't obviously change your life. A few sprints like this stacked back to back, that's where real transformation happens. History is full of this pattern. Jerry Seinfeld became famous for his don't break the chain method, writing jokes every single day, tracking it. Edison didn't invent the light bulb overnight. He tested thousands of variations, each attempt a sprint building on the last. Even professional athletes stack training cycles. 1 week builds into the next, compounding into world-class performance. So really, the principle is the same. Momentum really compounds. The second sprint builds on the first. The third makes it easier to push through resistance. Before you know it, you're riding a wave of progress that just carries you forward. Now, like every other step, a couple of mistakes you want to avoid here. Don't stop after one sprint. That's like running one lap and thinking you're ready for a marathon. Number 2, don't ignore the lessons you learned along the way. Every sprint teaches you something. Use it to make the next one even better than the first. And that's it. 7 steps to accomplish more in 7 days than most people manage in months. Yes, I know I told you it'll be in 1 week you can transform your life, but think about it. In 1 week you did transform your life. You've still gotten more done. So let's recap. Step 1, define your victory. Step 2, break it into milestones. Step 3, prepare for that victory. Step 4, execute with deep work. Step 5, plan like the professor. Step 6, review and reward. Step 7, look ahead. So I want you to follow these steps and you'll have clarity, momentum, and actual results within a week. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the one goal you're committing for the next 7 days? Subscribe if you haven't already, because this is just the beginning. The next videos will take you even deeper into building systems that can actually stick. Until next time.